Okay, thanks for joining me today, gents. I thought that this would be a good time to hang out based on the weather here in the GTA, especially because the weather looks pretty good for the rest of the week. So I think my experiment worked pretty well here. Thank you, Michael, for joining us on the West Coast. Appreciate that, and hopefully it's a good way to start your day. We'll start with some mobility work to begin. Our first couple patterns, I really want you guys to be aware of the breath here, particularly using the breath as a way to get all of the air out of the trunk to really start to stabilize the trunk. So in our first two patterns here, we're gonna really try to work like in, and then we're gonna work the breath out with a certain movement. But I really want you guys to try to get all the breath out, okay? That's gonna be the key there. So we're gonna start with some mobility, and then we're gonna have two blocks. We're gonna start to work some strength speed stuff, working in different planes. So instead of sort of working forward and back, we're gonna start to work side to side a little bit more here. And then we'll finish with a little more mobility work in a little more of an aggressive way. I think if you're looking to improve range of motion, it should be hard. So all the research around how the brain works, when we're doing passive holds, there's not that real deep communication between what's happening with your neurological system. It's like anything else. You have to apply stress to the body. So I really believe that if you're trying to make gains in your mobility, you've got to be really actively working through the range of motion, which we'll do at the end. All right, here we go. So let's get you guys on your backs. We'll be on the ground a little bit to start here. So we're gonna go leg lowering. So in this pattern, what we're gonna do here is you're gonna lower one leg, tap it to the ground, and bring it back up. But you're gonna use that breath to, sorry guys. Sorry guys, I'm just switching something here. There we go. We're gonna use the breath as to blow down the leg. That's what I want you to imagine. So when the leg's going down, you're gonna try and get all the air out of your belly and then take a deep breath in. We're gonna get 8 each side, okay? Let's get some pressure into the ground with your hands here too. Leg that's up, nice and long. So I like this one because you're getting some core work at the same time, keeping that other leg up. Switch sides. Okay. Try to keep that leg that's in the air driving to the ceiling. Okay, try and keep it nice and long. One more. Good. Same thing. So 2, you're going to do floor arm slides, but now you're going to have the breath, all the air out as your arms are up. Okay, so deep breath in. We're trying to keep the forearms nice and close to the ground. As they work up, all the air out of the belly, so it's stiffened at the top. Okay, we'll do 10 of those. So I'm going to go breath out, arms go up. Trunk stiff. Take a deep breath in, pull them down, keeping the forearms right against the floor. Got 2 more. Good, finish those up. You're gonna be on your stomach for pattern 2. We're gonna do a prone hip car here, okay? So on your stomach, what we're gonna do, we'll work left side first, okay? If you guys haven't seen this, just watch me do the first one here. So I'm gonna drive my heel to the ceiling, and then I'm gonna do a big circle and try and get my knee as close to my face as possible. Then you're gonna lift the leg and rotate back to the starting spot. When you lift the leg, guys, I want you to imagine that your knee and foot lift at the same time. I don't want it to look like that. Try to get the knee and foot lifting together. Okay, we're gonna get 5 of those each direction. So forward and back on the left and then to the right, okay? Try to really, this is actively try to build that range through this pattern, okay? Here we go. So you're trying to make that motion as big and as slow as you can. Left. So knee and foot come off the ground together and then rotate the hip back to the starting spot. I got one more on this side. Big, slow.
Oh, this is a good one.
Switch over. Start to become aware again with all these patterns, guys, left versus right. This is a good example of how your mobility should be very active here, okay? Knee to face, lift together, rotate back to the start. Really try to drive that heel to the ceiling. You'll get your glute involved there as you extend the hip and then rotate up to the top. Two more. Good work. Finish that up at your own time here, guys. Okay, so now we're gonna go half kneel. If you have a wall, this will be very useful here because I'm gonna emphasize what we're trying to do with these shoulder cars. Okay, so you can go half kneel or tall. If you've got a dumbbell, grab that on the side that's not moving, okay? So I'm gonna go half kneel. I'm right up against the wall here. I'm gonna squeeze the dumbbell. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 shoulder cars. So my arm's gonna come up, rotate the hand, reach back, and notice I'm using the wall to try and stay away from here. We wanna try and get that arm working back behind us, not out to the side, okay? And then to reverse it, flip the hand. So my thumb's back, far as I could go, and then up to the start again, okay? We'll go 3 each direction. Squeeze that dumbbell hard, okay? Lots of tension on that other side here. Big, slow. So when we're gonna work the breath, as we've been talking about in our warm-up here, I want you to come up to the top, and then I want you to try to take 3 breaths from here. Tilt my camera so you guys can see me here. I'm in a little tighter quarters today in this room. So I'm gonna work up. So here's my end range. I'm gonna go 3 breaths, big ones. Trying to reach up. Rotate that hand, so now my thumb's forward and reach back. I'm trying to stay away from that wall. Then I'm gonna go the other direction. Thumb behind me, reach, up. That would be 1, okay? Big, try to actively work through that range of motion. Use the breath in the spots that's sticky. So most of the time, in full extension of the shoulder here, okay, or that arm is where we're typically a little tight. So I'm gonna breathe into that a bit here. I got one more. Good. Switch. Notice differences with left and right. More you can activate that non-moving side, the better. That'll make the other side move a little more efficiently. Good. Finish those up. And then last one, in our opening warm-up here, guys, we'll go into world's greatest, but we're going to play with the hamstring a little bit in this position, okay? There's so many different ways you can sort of tweak this one. It's a great one. So we're going to work forward, opposite hand down. I'm going to bring elbow into instep, but then what you're going to do is I want you to push your hips up, okay? And we're going to hold, drop it down, and do 3 of those. Push hips up. So I'm pulling my toes up to my face, pushing hips up. So I'm getting a nice little activation and mobility to that hamstring. And you can do a little rotation as well. I like to do 1 on each side. Okay. Then I'll step back, same thing. So we're going to be doing a little bit of work here with the back side of our lower body with some single leg deadlifts. So this will be important just to get that back side of your body to open up here a bit. Again, notice difference between right and left. Let's go 1 more on each side of those. That's it. One more switch.
Such a good one for full body heat, hey, coach?
Yeah. I agree. I think what's really cool, guys, we're going to transition in a second. Coach Mike and I have been talking about this. It's like, you know, golf courses are now open back up, which is cool. But really what you guys have been doing over the last 8 to 9 weeks as there hasn't been a golf course, it's all the same. And that's what's really neat about what you've done here is no matter if you're going to go out and play this afternoon, this still stays. You get your physical work done, you get your technical work done before you go out and hit it. So I think it's really cool that you guys have all shown up this morning. And again, it's not like you're going to go outside and things are going to be different now. You now have the ability to express your skills with a golf ball, but how you train and evolve the skills stays the same. Okay, so we're going to go Lunge Matrix. I love this one for getting full range of motion in the hips in different planes. We're going to do a lateral bound with a twist, and then we're going to do a push up to shoulder tap, okay? I'm not going to do this one to time. We're just going to do reps here because I want you guys to be particular with the patterns, okay? So let's just do Lunge Matrix. Do a little demo with me here, guys, and then we'll get it to doing it some reps, okay? So your Lunge Matrix is going to be a reverse lunge. It's going to be a lateral lunge. So I'm going to work side, hips work back, okay? Trail leg nice and long, and then you're going to go 45. So I'm going to pivot out at a 45-degree angle, hips back, toe pulled to shin. So watch one more time. So it's going to go reverse, lateral, and then I'm gonna go 45. There's your matrix, okay? So that's one side, and then we're gonna do the other side. You're gonna get five reps of each sequence, each side. Now, if you've got the coordination, you just load it up. Take your dumbbell, and I'd encourage any of you guys who have done these with me before, stick some sort of a load in. You've got lots of options. I would go goblet position to start here. Okay, that's a good one, and then you can start to vary it, but we'll go goblet. Okay, so here we go. Let's go 5. I'm going to start with my left. So I'm going to be on this side of the room here. So reverse, lateral, 45. Really important here, guys, is you're working in different planes. Really watch how you're loading the leg. So when I go out into my lateral, so you guys can see me here with my foot, okay? We're keeping that knee in line with the foot, and the ball of the pressure is staying into big toe ball of the foot there. Okay, you're not rocking on the outside. Big range. So I got 3. Make on the lateral and the 45, you've got to go wide or they'll get very cumbersome. So if you're narrow, you won't have much room to move. Again, if you don't have load, just doing this with body weight is great. I would encourage you guys, if you don't have load, do some additional reps or do them with little quicker speed to them. So now I'm going to the other side here. Okay? For 5. So the more we can hit these patterns in some different planes, the better. Because again, your golf swing, guys, we're loading the body in multiple planes all of the time. Got one more. Good. Okay, load goes down. So 2, now we're gonna hit it up with a little bit of power here. So you guys are gonna work a lateral bound. So our bound's gonna be on one leg. I'm gonna little mini jump over to the other side. So here's the bound, okay? And when you guys do the bound, I don't wanna see it back and forth like this. I want you guys to work on sticking it. So I'm gonna explode, stick, staying into the ball of the foot, stick, ball of the foot, okay? Then what you can add is a little rotation to it. So I'm gonna stick, and then what you can do is hands behind head, twist, or you can go arms across chest, twist. And when you rotate, keep that foot knee underneath the hip and nice and stable here. So let's do 8 jumps each way, okay? Sticking each time, really work on that landing with the foot through the ball, okay? If you want to add a rotation, you can, your choice. I'm just gonna do the jumps for the first round here, okay? You don't need big distance here. Try and see if you can get side to side, but I really want you guys to work on the quality of the land, ball of foot, and then sticking. So when I'm loading from the side, you guys will notice, again, we're keeping that flex in that leg over top of the ball of the foot. We got 6. So you're not using momentum. Stick and then push off. Good. Now, once you finish that up, right into push-up, shoulder taps. So I want 10 push-ups and a tap on each side before. So it's going to look like this. So I'm going to go 1, 2, push up. That's going to be 1 rep, 10 of those, okay? Little pause in between the taps. So not a quick tap, almost kind of go 1, 2, 1, 2, but 10 push-ups, okay? As I said last time, guys, let's really be mindful of stats. So we're working on an A position with the push-up, not a T. So A, not a T. And pelvis is in neutral. Here we go. 2, push up. If you got your base platform or your monster walk ladder, put the hands on the edge of the ladder. No twisting with the hips. When you're working your shoulder taps, no twist. Got 2 more. Good. Finish that up. Relax for a second. So it'll take about 30 seconds. Grab a drink of water if you need it. Grab your load for round 2 of the lunge matrix. And I want you guys to really be aware here. And we're going to be talking a lot about, now that you guys are outside, what your days look like. Coach Mike and I have been having some cool discussions about it. What's kind of the ideal day. But know that you can tweak the load and the number of repetitions on all your physical, technical patterns before you play. So like what we're doing today here, this would be a good one on a lighter day from a skill development standpoint, where we're stressing the body more, okay? If you're gonna go out and play 18 holes today, you can work through the similar patterns, but you just wouldn't necessarily load them up as much. So don't necessarily think of it should always be there, but you can just tweak what it looks like. Coach Mike, any thoughts there?
No, I love this whole sequence just because of the different planes of motion. I mean, the squat provides, obviously, it's quite obvious what we're working in that, right? In that particular movement. But then when you get into the lateral bounds, to me, the coordination of those, we'll talk about it a little bit more after we're done this set. But yeah, any type of activities where you're priming the body to get ready for swinging a golf club, huge fan.
Love it. Okay, here we go, guys. Round 2. So we're going to go 5 left, 5 right. Really work on hips. So when you're working the lateral and the 45-degree, guys, my hips from a side view here, they're dropping back. I'm getting into that nice hip hinge here. So hips are driving towards the wall behind me. Okay, we're really loading into that hip here. Stacking the joints. So again, ankle, knee, hip aligned. Upper trunk right on top of them. I got one more on this side. Good, no break, switch. Jump right into it. Again, watch the breath. So as heart rate gets up a little bit, I'm becoming a little more mindful here, trying to slow that down. One more. Good. Bounce. So we're getting 8 on each side. Go add the twist if you'd like. I could add the twist on this round. The other nice way to work a twist if you want, Coach Mike and I have been talking about cowboys. You have a band and you can get it behind you. We can get into some pistol grips here. Imagine you're going to shoot someone with your fingers. That's beauty here for, again, bound, and then I'm gonna rotate, okay? So that's another nice variation here. Keep the scaps engaged. Get really good rotation through upper spine. If you don't have a band, as I mentioned, you can either go hands behind your head or hands across your chest. Just try to keep those shoulder blades down and back. Okay? Here we go. Notice the position, guys, of your leg as you're accepting the jump, and then you are moving to the other side. That leg is staying flexed or into the ball of the foot. Otherwise, this won't work. Good. When you finish 8 and 8, push-ups 10. Here we go. Finish those up. Next one. Good work. Excellent. Little break. We got one more round of those.
Couple of things to point out, Coach Jeff, with the lunges. I love how you're talking about isolating the hips and getting the hips back, because I feel like a lot of us, if we have tight adductors or hip flexors, we're not getting the correct hip flexion in that range of motion. So not overextending ourselves, and then also not going into too much flexion or extension with the pelvis. And then the lateral bounds I love so much because, you know, mimicking the golf swing, there's an unweighting on one side and then there's a landing, right? And then what you were saying is I'm controlling my center of mass over base of support here. So as I start to tilt my center of mass now as a right-hander towards a target, you'll see how the foot starts to work. But then notice how when I'm landing on the foot, which part of the foot am I landing on, right? The heel is incredibly passive. And then you got the front of the foot that's actually working everted and inverted, right? To get you driving laterally. So I really, really love that one for any sort of pre-round stuff, especially if you did it to time, where your brain is understanding how the unweighting and the weighting is happening in this sequence in the frontal plane is happening. And then if you add the rotation, I just think it's a really cool exercise to get ready before a round.
Yeah, and it might be where, you know, instead of doing 8 with a little bit of load, you're just doing like 3 each side. And that's where I think you guys really need to kind of embrace this idea. It's always there, but the art is being able to tweak it based on the stress that you're going to be applying to your body throughout the day. If it's raining here and you know you're not going to do a ton, load them up, right? Have this as your neurological and physical stress.
The other thing I think it's important there too with the upper segments, like the torso, and getting like a really clean thoracic rotation, is when I'm balanced, you know, I'm creating this disassociation, right? So I'm balanced on the one leg, and I think our 90-90 position is a great way to feel the ideal range of motion with the thorax while not getting the arms overextended and all the things that we see in the golf swing. So just working on really true isolation between the lower segments and then getting the upper segments in here. So having elbows on the rib cage in the 90-90 position and only getting a range of motion where you're not losing or sacrificing anything with the lower body.
I think that's really cool, Mike. And I was just thinking as you were saying that, you know, if you guys have your foam roller for this round in the jumps, let's work the jumps, and you can be in that 90-90 position as you load, work that trunk pattern, getting the trunk to 45 degrees and keeping that relationship with the arms and the trunk on that slight little tilt, so we're not getting this steering wheel starting to work in these different planes.
And to your point, a little squeeze on that, a little squeeze on the foam roller is going to activate the back body.
Yes. Here we go. Last one. Now, if you want, just as a variation, you guys keep going here, but you can work. I love this one too for some reaches. So if you don't have a load, start to work some arm movement. So as I go to the side, I'm going to go arms up. Okay. That could be a nice little variation for you. Okay. Or you can work a little forward reach. So I can work forward. Same thing, hips, reach. And this is a nice way to, again, start to bring the upper body into it, okay? So let's get 5 each way. If you don't have load, that's not an excuse to make it hard. Got one more. Switch, other side. Got 2 more there. Hopefully you guys are seeing all of these patterns are making big impacts on the mechanics of your golf swing. So Mike's making some nice connections for you guys on how these patterns you're working on without a club are training different segments of your body to work efficiently. So again, we're changing the way that we've often thought of making changes to your skills. The ball doesn't need to be there. If anything, you're accelerating your progress on skill development in this way, because there's no interference with the ball. Our attention isn't going to, what do I need to do in terms of the shot shape, staying in the present or an external focus. We could just get internal. We could feel what's happening at these joints. Here we go. So go bounds. So awareness of the land. Got a nice clean rotation there through the upper back, pushing off of the ball of the foot. So you'll see that will happen very innately. I'm not trying to push down on the ball of my foot. Just by nature of knowing I got to go this way, we're going to push. Now, if you want to add a bit of sequencing, watch here. So now I'm in backswing for me. I'm going to purposely hold off my trunk. So I'm going to jump with my trunk staying facing behind me and then fire it. Hold. So now you're getting some sequencing built in as well. That's it. Push-ups, last one. Finish them up. Good work. Good job, guys. Little break, grab some water. And the other cool part, guys, about working some of these patterns that have really good transfer into your technique, like all the work we were doing with the lower body, is you're working brain, ability to control heart rate at the same time as your body's stressed more. Coach Mike has alluded to this before, which I love. Understanding, watch what happened to your patterns when they're under stress. So when you're getting to rep 7, 8, 9, what's happening with the foot, the knee, and the ankle? That's really, really important that you're actually getting to that space. Because again, that's what's going to happen when your body's under stress in the context of hitting a golf shot. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to throw it onto little density circuit here. So we're going to go 10 minutes, okay? This will be your last little blast of more intense work here. 3 movements. So we're going to go single leg deadlift. I'll give you some options here today, okay? If you have load, I want you to work on a row. So I could row in the deadlift, or you can pass. So when we pass, I'm moving the load left and right. And again, you're watching what's happening to that foot, okay? You can do that left and right, and we're gonna do 8 each side of that. If you don't have load, I love single leg deadlift with reaches. So I'm gonna work here, arms out, driving straight back up, okay? That's going to be 1. 2, we're going to work the foot. You're going to go single leg hops. So I'm going to use my ladder here. You can just have a line. And we're going to work for round 1. You're going to work forward and back. So what I'm doing here, small little hop, ball of foot, ball of foot. We're going to go 10 right, and then you're going to go 10 left, forward and back. Okay? And then last one, crawls or our Spider-Man. Okay, so we'll work in round 1. Okay, work in the crawl pattern, opposite arm, opposite leg. And I'm going to go 3 times through my room here. I'm going to go forward and back 3 times. That'll be the circuit. We're going to roll through that for 10 minutes. I'll make some little modifications to keep you guys on your toes. Okay, so again, if you need a break, but we're going to try and get as much work as we can done here in 10 minutes. Okay. All right, let's begin. Here we go, guys. So we're going to go deadlifts to start. I'm going to work the row for the first one. So I got my 8. I'm going to switch to the other side. Trying to keep that back leg nice and long. Soft flex in the down leg. There's the 8. We go hops, right foot, 10. On my 10, switch legs. When you're on the hops, I should be able to see you but not hear you. That is the best way to describe any jumping pattern. You should be soft on the land and the takeoff. So if you're in the second room of your house, nobody should hear you doing these. Here we go. Now I'm in the crawls. Again, let's watch that pelvic position. Watch the shoulder blades. I'm going to go 3 times forward and back of about 10 to 15 meters here. Good, so that's round complete. Now you're just rolling through, okay? If you need a little break, take it. Otherwise, get right back in. I'm going to go passes for the second one. As well with the deadlift, you guys just want to make it dynamic. work with the load down and up. That's cool too, okay? Any variation there. I can't stress enough to you guys, beyond what we're doing in terms of the patterns, I really feel that the community that we're building here is huge. I know personally that I probably would not have been as motivated to get up and do this with you guys today if I didn't know that a bunch of you guys were going to show up. That's got a lot of power to it that I want you guys to be aware of, okay? You've got other people that are like-minded that are on your journey. We want to use that to our advantage. On the hops, round 2, guys, let's work side to side now. So instead of going forward and back, I'm going to go left and right, okay? So go lateral hops. So I got my 10, switch legs. Follow foot, follow foot. Then crawls. Got second time through here of my room. Don't be afraid to have a little pause in any spot. That's it. Finish those up, back up. Working back again. So we're about halfway through. Got about 5 minutes. You don't have to rush through them. We're just trying to accumulate that work. Coach Mike, any insights if you need a little break there?
No, I just wanted to say thanks. I've got to go help some golfers in the greater Sacramento area here. So thanks for getting me out of bed.
Thanks, Mike. Enjoy your day, okay?
Have a great week, everybody.
Jeff, who's that?
That's Mike Duhamel. He's one of my very close friends from California. That's a PGA of Canada member and a very close friend of mine. And we're working with a lot of similar like-minded individuals. So I'm helping some of his guys out. So a really good resource for you. Okay, back into deadlifts here. I'm gonna make these dynamic. Sit, switching legs. Okay, with the hops, your choice, guys. You could either go side to side or forward and back, your choice. I'm gonna go side to side again. And crawls. Now with your crawls, guys, let's work side to side now. So let's do a lateral crawl. So instead of going forward and back, you're gonna go side to side. Three times through. That's it. Back into deadlifts.
How many sets are we doing?
What's
5
that?
or 4? How many are we doing sets?
10 minutes. You've got 2 minutes and 50 seconds to finish.
Oh, it's just time? It's not amount of sets?
Time. Try and get as much work as you can get done in 10 minutes. So just keep rolling through the sequence. And I hope you guys got a chance to watch some of the golf yesterday on TV. I thought that was really cool to see, you know, some of the best players in the world without caddies, without pants, carrying their bags. It was really cool on just a golf course that you'd never normally see on TV. I'm going back to the rows with my single leg deadlift here. Work a bit of pull. I'm going to go back to forward hops. Switching sides. Last one, I'll go lateral crawls again. Good job, guys. I'd say you probably got one more round. What we got left? Minute, 10 seconds. Do what you can to finish off. Gonna go back to passes for the last one. Finish them up here. Love just feeling the foot as I work the passes. Keep her going right to the end here, guys. Last crawl is your choice. Again, if you guys didn't have much room, you could always work bear crawls and just working opposite arm and leg. Good work. Finish up whatever that last exercise is. That's it. Okay. Get your breath. We're going to finish off here, guys. 2 really good active mobility patterns. So we're going to do 90-90 through bear sit. Okay, let me tilt down so you guys can see me here. We're going to do 1 for the hip, 1 for the shoulder. Okay, so we're going to work 90-90, get yourself organized here. You're going to do 10 pass-throughs. So you can either have hands behind or hands in front. So I'm going to lift that trail leg up as high as I can, establish a gap, and then you're going to transfer that over to the other side. Okay, now I'm on 90-90 on the other side. So 10 of those. Try and make them big, slow. If you've got your hands up, I want you squeezing hands hard here. Good stiffness in the upper body, or again, you could put hands behind your body. Your choice. Let's do 10. Okay? Try to maintain the gap that you established. My right leg's on the ground. I'm getting my left leg up as far as I can go without letting that right leg come up. And then transfer it. Toes pulled to shins. So I'm in the middle here. It's like I'm a bear. So we're moving through bear sit. So again, try to create as much tension as you can here, guys, with that upper body. Then actively trying each rep, get a little more range with those hips. So I'm on 3. It's 5. 2 more. Finish those off. Try to keep that spine as long as you can. Last one. That's it. Work. Okay, and then last one. We're going to go some active shoulder range. We call these ones swimmer hovers. Okay? You're going to be doing these from your belly, but I'm going to show you from tall kneel just so you can see what my arms do. Okay? So you're going to start them behind your head, just like so. You're going to pull your shoulder blades together, lift them off. I'm going to go into my Y. I'm going to rotate my thumbs so they're down. And then try to get as far up your back as possible. That would be 1 rep. Lift. Back into T. Up to Y. Behind head. That would be 1 rep. We're going to do 5 of those, okay? And you're going to do them from your stomach, which is going to make them trickier than when you're kneeling, okay? So here we go. Use the breath to lift the hands off. This is very similar to the prone hip cars that I showed you at the beginning. Same idea, but we're doing them with the shoulder. Okay, here we go. When your hands are up your back, lift them off, pull the shoulder blades together. Make the range big and slow. Lots of tension. I got 2 more. Last one. Finish that up. Good work, guys. Coming back up. Good work, everyone. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I appreciate you joining me. If you load that up and you do it in a hot room, you should have a nice little glaze going there. As I said, you know, the weather actually doesn't look too crazy out, but they said it's supposed to rain all day. But know that
It's not meant to rain anymore, Jeff.
Sweet. There you go. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt. So we can get out.
Can I still go play golf after doing a workout like this?
100%.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, so know that, again, you might really enjoy the level of activation that you experienced, and know it's essentially like you've just gone out and trained your technique for an hour, because you've worked on your interaction with the ground with your feet. You worked on how we're loading the body both side to side in different planes. It's all the same thing, guys. I just want you to start to see that you don't need to be hitting balls to change your skill. It's actually the opposite. Think of all the work you're doing without a ball is going towards your skill development. And then with a ball's there, it should be completely either work on your routine. So we'll call that our neurological process. I want you to train that with a ball, or you should be doing some sort of external tactical game. Okay, that's it. That should be your work with the ball. All of your technical work should be done away from the golf ball. You'll see that your progression will be way quicker if you guys start to embrace this. And again, you guys have put in so much good work over the last 8 weeks where you haven't really had a ball. As I said, you just got to give it time. You're going to see some really cool things start to happen. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I will be in touch this week. Personally, I will be transitioning coaching outside here in the next few days as things get nicer with the weather and we get a better understanding of the facilities and how they're sort of working under, you know, some different times here. So I'm still going to be doing a lot of stuff inside like this. I think it's really cool, the culture we've created. And I think it's easy for you guys to do this where you don't actually have to come see us. You can just go up in certain part of your house and plug in and you can get all your physical work done. Or technical, you know? So there's going to be lots of this, but you got to reach out to me if you don't have a clear understanding. As I said, this week, I'll be talking to you guys a lot about what your day should look like now that you're back on the course, working within the system here. So thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day, and we will see you later.